Mhm. Properly recording this
Yeah,
time.
very good.
Can you see the girls? I can see them. Ah, Nath is in the car. Okay. There she is.
Working. I'm sorry for that.
That's
No
okay.
problems.
Happy you were here. That's what matters.
That's what I was
Thanks
going
for
to say.
having me here.
The fact that you're here is what really matters to us, right?
Thank you, girls. Let's hope for next semester I have better conditions.
Hopefully. Let's see who else.
Yeah, no, but you should be proud of yourself because lots of people would have said no to the course because of this, right?
Mhm.
But you're taking it anyway, so it's nice. That is here. Let's wait a bit more for the other girls. I'll start sharing my screen to the presentation. We have lots to cover today. I have so many things open here.
Yeah.
Just let me just make sure I get the. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
don't close Zoom. When we start closing everything and then we just close the tab of our students, like live class, it's very problematic.
You're amazing.
Yeah, it has happened to me because I use Whereby sometimes, and Whereby is this, it's not an app, it's in the browser, so it's like a tab. And sometimes I'm like closing all the tabs to make it, lighter
Mhm.
for my computer. And then poof, where's my student? Ah, I closed my student, so.
Let me see something here. I would like to present like okay, but I think I can present it like this.
Yeah.
Not gonna make a huge difference. Just gonna close some of the things we have here. Let me see. Bia is here. I'll let her in too.
Chris, her daughter is sick, right, Cal? But she said she will
Um,
probably find a way to be here.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know how serious it
Yeah.
is. She hasn't told us, right? But it
Yeah, she sent some things in our conversation there. Then you check.
Hi, girls.
Hi,
Sorry,
Tina.
I'm a
How are
little
you?
delayed.
It's
no
okay.
problems. No problems. We're still chit chatting here, waiting for the
All
girls to
right.
arrive. Very good.
I'm still having lunch if you guys don't mind. Okay.
No,
Of
I'll be
course,
it's
like,
come
okay.
on. Of course not. It's super important. And it's funny because Lou and I, we chose midday as the time for the class because we are usually in the lunch break, right? So, but we were already expecting most of you to be having lunch because after all, it's our moment to have lunch. And sometimes we have no other time, right, for that. Yeah.
Cal, I think it's better if you put this in like, remember that button,
Mhm.
páginas? Click it again. I think it's better for us to see the slide.
Yes, that was what I was going to ask you before that I wanted to visualize it
Yeah, I
differently.
think it's better
Mhm.
like this. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was that simple.
Yeah, you see. Guys, I was telling Carol that today I had like this Super Cafe is the name. It's not Super Coffee, it's another brand, but oh my God, I'm so energized. Like, I don't know what's going on. Probably it's the caffeine, right? And all the other things. But I hadn't been taking these kinds of things. I don't know if you guys are used to drinking these kinds of energetic drinks. Yeah,
Not
dangerous.
really.
Only
I cannot
coffee.
drink
Only
coffee.
coffee.
Only coffee, dear. Yeah. And you, Kata, sorry, I didn't hear.
I said just
I,
only coffee.
Oh, you said coffee. Okay. And you, Nachi?
no, I was saying that I love coffee smell. It's so delicious, but I cannot drink coffee at all because I
Really?
get migraines. Yes. So if I need a boost, I totally need to drink like a real energetic drink, like Red Bull, Monster, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's not so sociable as acceptable at work.
That's true. I think people don't see the energetic drink with good eyes, which is terrible because I mean it's just energetic.
It's so energetic.
Yes, it's like coffee, right?
Yes, they just see, I think, the party side, thinking it's mixed with vodka, something like that.
Exactly. Everybody has this idea of the energetic drinks that people should drink it at parties to,
Exactly,
boost
yeah.
their energy.
Hmm.
That's true. Oh God, but not drinking coffee. I can't see myself not drinking coffee.
I really wanted to like it and like be able to drink because I love the smell. The taste should be nice as well, but cannot say that.
And it is, it's very good. But it's a matter of getting used to it. Like when I had super coffee for a while, I
Hmm.
remember I bought this little package, I don't know if we can call this I think, yeah, it was kind of a package, but it was
Hmm.
quite expensive. And then at first I didn't like it, and then I said, no, but I'm gonna have to drink it. I paid like more than 100
You
reais.
got it?
I will have to drink it, otherwise my husband will judge me. So so I started drinking it, and then I was like, okay, and then I got used to it. But it's been like over a year, and then today I had just this little sample I got. And it's very good actually. Like the taste is not as weird as the super
Mhm.
coffee.
And is it cheaper than super coffee?
I think so. Yeah, it's not,
Good thing.
it's like lower than 100 reais, so
Hmm.
but still
Better.
expensive, right?
Hmm.
Still expensive.
It's funny when we have to force ourselves to like something, right? Like, in the end, I got used to that and now I like it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Funny because
Yeah,
the thing,
for
sorry,
me it was coffee without sugar. So I love
um,
coffee. And I did this transition coffee without sugar. And at the beginning it was terrible, but then I got used to, so now I can drink coffee with sugar. It's always
same
without
here.
sugar.
Same
Just
here.
sometimes by accident, I take my husband's because my husband in the past he used to drink coffee with sugar, and I remember once I took his cup by accident, and I remember that when it was inside my mouth, I felt like, oh my god, how sweet, disgusting. It feels like a kind of syrup or something like this because it feels really sweet, right? It tastes really sweet. So I remember that it called my attention because it's a matter of getting used to that, really, right?
Mhm.
I started drinking coffee without sugar because I used to have a lot of desserts, different kinds of desserts with coffee. And then I remember that I slowly started cutting down on sugar because of that. And
Yeah,
it was easier. It wasn't very. You know.
but
Nanda
okay.
is also here with us. So,
Good.
Hey
girls,
girls, just a question. It's showing for me an information that I need to go out and log in again because I think it's a little bit heavy. It's showing information like close all the browsers and rejoin the meeting. I'll have to close and I get back just to see better. Okay, I'll just go
okay,
out and
okay, no problems here. Waiting for you. Very good. Nanda is also here with us. Hi, Nanda.
Hi everyone.
Hello,
I
dear.
am washing my kitchen, so I can't open my camera today.
That was unexpected. I wasn't
That
expecting.
wasn't.
Yeah, you know what? I am renovating my house, so it was a lot of dirt here, so I really needed to do this right now, otherwise I'm gonna get crazy.
I
And
know.
I
I know.
can't eat anything with this kitchen like it is now. So I really want to enjoy the class with you, but today I'm
Good.
going to be
No,
here.
Here as a listener, don't, no problems, dear. You
Yes.
can
Nanda
always.
probably had the super cafe as well.
Yes.
We're talking about loose side effects after having
Here I'm
super
like
funny.
I have my finger like in an outlet, like.
You know what? I would like to take it to try because I really need it because I am just doing that because it's like impossible. Don't
Not
do because if I couldn't, I wouldn't have to do this. I would like to be in my dad on my dad at my desk, doing other things. But
sure. Not
that's
Yes,
for
that's necessary, and it's
sure.
okay. I'm here with you, okay, today, like a listener today.
it's
No
okay.
problems here. No problems. Feel free to contribute whenever you feel like contributing. We are here, okay? But I understand some things are hard to be, put off or postponed because it's just impossible. Very good, girl. So here we just have some questions. Did you have anything this week that was that you considered to be relevant that you could share with us today? It could be personally or professionally speaking when it comes to your students. Anything that happened that you think is interesting that you could share with us? Any, it could be anything. Any highlights of the week?
I have something that I changed it because of the collab, actually. Like, I think it was 2 months ago, something like that. I start using the contract with all my students. And
Mhm.
yesterday was the first time that I really needed to use like the details that we had in contract, because like the students, 5 minutes before the class, oh teacher, I'm not at home. Can we do it tomorrow? Because otherwise I need to watch the class in the car. It's not so nice. And then I had like the contract thing. And at the end, she was at a friend's house. She could totally do it at the friend's house. She didn't only wanted to do that, but she could. So it was
Mhm.
a high point for me during the week. Like, she really had these contracts now.
How nice, dear. Amazing. Yeah, it's so nice when we can, back ourselves up with these things and, have this
Mhm.
as something like, oh, you remember we agreed on this. So,
Exactly. Yes, yes. And at the end, it was so easy to have like the tool and just say, yeah, do you remember we had the contract? And then it's totally fine. I was kind of scared to say that for the first time, but it was okay.
yeah. And it's a way, like, of course, when it's our students, it's harder because we become friends after a while. But
Mhm.
it's something Gwen and I we always do. And for next year, we are thinking about sending the contract again, because then it's
Mhm.
like just a reminder, like let's
Mhm.
see if you guys remember the rules for canceling classes. So it's
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah,
Love
in
it.
the beginning it's scary, but now we are even considering reducing the like how free our students are in terms of
Mhm.
Mhm.
recovering classes and things like this, dear. So at first I know it's scary, but soon you're
Mhm.
just gonna send a message like, as it's agreed in the contract, you
Mhm.
cannot recover this. So you can
Mhm.
either do it not now or bye bye, right? See you next week.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's very nice. Congrats.
Thank you for your helping with collab.
Ah, thank you.
How about you girls? Like anyone else has any highlight from the week?
I think for me, so I am a teacher in a private English school, and then we just got back from like vacation. And first week the students are a little like, oh, like we are tired, especially like teenagers. But on Saturday, I have a group of teenagers, and this a student, he's 11, yes. And then he was like, I'm so happy to be back, teacher. Are you gonna give homework today? Can you give me homework today?
Oh my God.
And I was so surprised, and I was like, okay. I'm happy to have you back. Yeah, so he was so excited like to be back. And that was so surprising because, they are like they're like, oh, I just want to be on vacation. I'm tired. And it was like
Sure.
Saturday morning, and he was like all like he was like Teacher Lou after super coffee, ready to go.
I
So
was
it
going to
was it
say
was fun.
he probably had super coffee too. Yeah.
Yes, maybe, yes. And he was really sweet because he was like, "Oh, I'm so happy to be back. Can you give me homework? Like I missed the
Oh,
classes." And that made my day. Yes.
how
Amazing.
nice, dear. How nice. Yeah, I used to teach a lot on Saturday mornings, and they were usually my best students. I don't know, maybe because they don't see English as something mandatory, like something they have to do, like as a work related thing, because it's not like during the weekdays. It's on the weekend. So they would, come to class wearing flip-flops. It was, I don't know, outgoing kind of atmosphere, more relaxed atmosphere. So I remember I really liked my Saturday students. They had more this vibe, I would say. But yes, it's very unusual. It's totally unexpected to get this kind of
Yeah, like
request.
asking for homework, and then the other students at the class, they were like, "Oh no."
Oh no,
Like,
you cannot
no.
be cheating.
Yeah.
Very good, girls. Any other highlights? Anything else you would like to share?
You're talking about the week and the weekend in the general form, in like working. Um, for me this week, some students canceled some classes. Um, I use a class politics, not a contract only in the courses with my partner. And I have one student that I teach most adults, so they have to work, they have other commitments during the day. So I have this. I'm just worried about this student, particularly because he's kind of demotivated because he's working so much, so he doesn't have time to study. So he canceled the class. So I'm trying to help him with this. But the other students are more more motivated. I think I can use this word. They are like the class, they are doing and asking for homework, like too. But I have some adult students that are having uh, I don't some problems to study because of the whole work. So I'm open to suggestion if you have to help him because he's a little demotivated and he has already tried other times to study English, and he's having difficulties too, mainly with speaking and listening, and to study besides the class. So that was my weekend.
Interesting. Lu,
Mhm.
anything you would like to
Oh, it's so
suggest?
hard right there because sometimes it's just the student's profile, really. Some people, they are not motivated to study outside the class. I think the main problem is if he starts blaming you on that, blaming you for not achieving his goals or anything like that. Sometimes reassessing goals is a way to remind him, like, I remember why you started, remember where you want to get to in terms of linguistic achievement. But really, I think probably you are already doing everything I would tell you to do, like sending him homework, trying to motivate him. But sometimes this reassessment may be a good idea. What do you girls think? Do you agree, Carol?
I agree. I agree totally. Absolutely. I think it's a great way to remind students of the reasons they're there, because we know like English it's a long journey. It's not
Yeah.
something easy for us to tell them like, you're gonna be like this in this number of months, right? So
Hmm.
sometimes you really have to have this reassessment and to remind them why they're there. I think it's a great strategy. And
And
sometimes, sorry, Lu.
no, 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 go on, go
No,
ahead.
I was just gonna wrap, because sometimes we have to just like be honest with them, because sometimes we want to pretend nothing is happening. And
Hmm.
sometimes having just this very honest conversation, like, I noticed that this is going on, like, is there anything I can do like to help you? Because this way, you're not gonna see progress because you're not attending the classes or studying the amount of hours you should be. I would go like this
Yeah,
way.
sure. Hmm.
Thank you for suggestions.
No problem, dear. But we have cases like this here,
Yeah, all
lots,
the time.
actually, all the time.
Most of them actually are like this, I would say, right? Most students are not the motivated ones, the nice students. That's why sometimes when teachers tell me, like, as Nachi said, like, "Ah, I had this student who asked for homework," or Bia mentioned as well, like, super excited. I'm like, oh my God, where do you find them? Give me the address. I need to find students like this because we don't have them. Like, most of our students are super disconnected, I would say.
Mhm. Nanda, dear, any ideas on that?
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I'm sorry. As I told you, I'm doing another thing, but I didn't. I couldn't list in if it was is it a kid or adult?
Adult, right?
Adult.
Mhm.
I've been teaching English for 5 years, and I always worked with adults. And I perceived that since last year, I don't know if you remember, but I told you that I lost all my students, and I tried to try a new strategy. And what did I do? And I can see that it is working. Is I started to give them feedbacks each 3 months. And just for those one that I call VIPs, okay? I have groups too, and for the groups I give the feedback just at the end of the semester. But
Mhm.
since I've started to follow them and talk to them like, oh, in 3 months we're going to talk about your goals and how did you work on them. They perceive it that it's not just an English class, like, because I perceive it that most part of the students, like, we are just one more thing in their lives. They have
Mhm.
the gym, the work, the family, the friends, and we are just one more thing. So since I've shown them that we are not just one more thing, I perceived that they got more engaged in the classes because they know that in 3 months the teacher is going to call me and say things that maybe I don't like, you know. And
Mhm.
I try to be so sincere with them. Like something that my student laugh on me is that when I say them, you were losing your money twice. First, when you go to your job to get the money to pay for the classes, and second, when you pay for the classes and you don't use it, you know, so you don't enjoy the class. So you see how long are you working in your life or how hard are you doing things for nothing? We both
Mhm.
need the results. So I want to do my job, but I need your part. And 70% of my job is comes from you, of my job comes from you. I need your help. We work like a team. So since I used this strategy, I really perceived the difference among the students' behavior. Like they are really engaged and they ask for homework, and they sometimes they say, teacher, did you see I did my homework? Like they are charging me, like, did you see my homework? Give my star. Like this. Although they are adults, they behave like a kid. Don't think that adults are completely different, because they are not. We all are like, oh, we want to be recognized by the teacher. So I don't know if it could help you, but it was a strategy that I used it, and I think it was good for me. So maybe if it helps you, it's just an idea.
Nice. I agree with you, dear. And when it comes to money, everybody, you know, finds out something to do, or so that they solve this problem. I really liked your approach. Very honest. Very nice. Very good, girls. Perfect. I don't know if all of you had time to study because we had assigned you with a piece of homework, but I think I have received few, very few, by mail. Like I think I received the BS version of the homework. We haven't corrected yet, but we are going. Probably by the end of the week, you'll get our feedback, dear. Has anyone else tried to do the writing as homework? No?
Not yet. I'm not gonna lie. I had the time. I was just tired from the week, so time was not the problem. But I intend to do it for next week for sure.
Great, dear. And as it's writing, sometimes it takes more time and energy also, right, for us to start, right? It's not just completing gaps, let's say. Very good, girls. Today, in today's class, we are going to talk a little bit about word families. We are going to talk about suffix or prefixes, right? Most of them, I think, will be suffixes. And I would like you just to share in a general way if you have any experience. Of course you do, like probably your students have already asked you to teach them this kind of thing. So when it comes to word formation, do you have any experience? How is it for you to teach word formation to your students? Yeah.
Chris says she hates three-word formation.
Yeah, mainly because there is no specific rule, right? We have patterns, we have things, but most of the times hard to have a rule, right? To teach them. Yeah. Anybody else would like to comment on that before we move on?
Well, hi guys.
Hi, Chris.
When I'm teaching, what I do is not pointing directly to saying to the students, "Oh, the word formation." No, 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 no. No, I usually call the family. Oh, okay, he's happy. Oh no, let's make a list. Happiness, happy, and I try to insert this kind of list um, within the lesson, very naturally.
Mhm.
That's what I do. Maybe because usually they are beginners and pre-intermediate, so I don't like to, you know, to scare them with the name and word formation.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
a
what I
great
do.
that's a great approach. And the possibilities are so many, right? You're not gonna just tell them everything in one class. So maybe getting word, by word, like 2 or 3 words per class and making them use also, it's a great strategy, right? Because then they understand, it's a noun, it's a verb, it's an
Yeah,
adjective, but it's hard.
that's it.
Very good, girls. Perfect. Anyone else? No. Then, just so we get a bit more to the practice of word formation, today we're gonna get to practice a little bit about word formation. And as a warm up, I have here, actually, I have 3 words. We're gonna start with success. And I would like you girls to tell me, just open your mics and tell me what the derivations are when you think about success. Anything that comes to mind. There is no order, right order.
Successful.
Okay, I'm just gonna write like this. Do you think it works, Lu?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Successfully.
Okay, amazing. Let me make it a bit bigger. Okay,
Better.
successfully. Mm-hmm. Okay. Successfully. Amazing.
Succeed.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Succeed. No.
Without the S's and then
Succeed. Oh my God.
It's a brain bug.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
let's go.
Like this?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the
No.
words start looking strange
Succeed.
because we are looking at them
Yeah.
too much, then like you
And
have to.
Succeed.
I was just completing, and then I was like, oh my God.
And then
How
it was
is-
like succeed.
Succeed. Sorry, girls. So succeed, successful, successfully. Anything else? Here?
Mm,
Unsuccess? Is that exist? I'm not sure.
I don't think unsuccess.
Yes.
But we could maybe change successful to unsuccessful.
yeah.
That's a possibility.
Okay. Yeah.
Or going a little bit deeper, maybe unsuccessfully would also be a possibility. Right.
I was thinking about this unsuccessfully.
Hmm.
Or unsuccessfully. Let me write this for us. And then we also know that these are different kind of words, right? We have here some, oh my God, how confusing. Unsuccessfully. Okay, now I got it. Okay. Like we have adverbs such as successfully and unsuccessfully. Successful and unsuccessful are adjectives. Succeed is the verb. And then we have success as the main word, right? The one that gives origin to all these words. Very good, girls.
I
Amazing.
was taking a look at succession as it's also a possibility, right?
True. Succession.
But I couldn't think of any others. Yeah.
Succession of this.
Like this.
Perfect. I think lots of students struggle with this word, but not in terms of word formation, but pronunciation most of the times, right? It takes them forever to understand that, like where they have to stress, what syllable they have to stress. And most of them say successful, like they put
It's
the
so funny
sound
because
later, right?
they turn the word into sex, and then you're like,
Yes,
oh, this is a bad thing, don't say this. It's not good. But
insects in the middle of the word. Yeah, so it's suk. I always say like it's in the first syllable, guys. It's like suk, suk, and then you go for the rest. But it's
I tell
hard.
them it's like taxi. Sometimes it helps them to understand the
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The
meaning.
idea of double C, right?
Yeah.
Amazing, girls. Very good. Now open your mics again. Let's talk about manage.
Management,
Okay, management. Okay. Let me see if I can. Management.
manager,
Manager. Good.
Manageable.
Then
Manager. Manageable. Okay. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Maybe there is a possibility of mismanage in this one.
Yeah.
I really like this prefix miss, but it's not not always possible, right, to use it. So
Yeah. Wish we could use it more often for
more
everything,
often, yes.
right?
I love explaining to students like Miss Click.
Mismanage, management, manager, manageable. Anything else comes to mind? There is
managing,
one more. Sorry, dear.
manage, managing, managing.
Managing.
Yes,
Like as a verb with ing. Managing.
I think it could be as an adjective.
Yeah, I think so. Like
Managing,
managing position.
yes, managing position, managing
And that
group.
also brings
unmanageable could be unmanageable.
unmanageable. Possibly, I think so. Like for us, look.
Yes, difficult or impossible to manage.
Yeah,
So
unmanageable.
nice.
Amazing, dear. Very good. And we also have, now that Chris mentioned managing as the adjective, we also have managerial. So when we
Mm,
talk about companies, we sorry,
No, I was just gonna say
man-
it's such an ugly word, managerial, right?
Yeah, managerial.
managerial.
I couldn't think of this one. Managerial.
Managerial.
Managerial role.
Also, some students struggle with pronunciation, like they don't know where to give the emphasis again. So they say manage, this kind of thing. So I always make sure they say manage in the first syllable. Very good. I think we have covered the most important.
It is the same for develop, isn't it? They struggle to say developing.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
tricky word. Tricky word.
yes,
I've
it
seen
is.
lots of people make this mistake with develop. Yeah, very good. Perfect. And then, girls, the last one is product. And you know what? This word formation thing, especially with product, I've seen this 1,000 times in the Cambridge tests, especially product. I
Mm.
don't know. I've seen that a lot there for the word formation exercise.
Production.
Production, good.
Productive.
Hmm.
Productive, production is here. Okay. Production. Make it bigger for us. Production. Productive.
Produce.
What do you think? Sorry, Chris.
Produce.
Produce. And then we can have produce as a verb, but we can also have produce as a noun, which is like all this, usually this things or material, or it could be raw material or food you get from farming most of the times. So when you talk about these street markets, I was reading a text about that yesterday, about street markets in Australia, I think. And then they were saying that the produce that the farmers offer, they are so good they barely need cooking. That's what the sentence was saying. So they use produce as like the food they usually grow and then they sell in this market. So produce can be a noun, not only the verb to produce. Produce, production, productive. What else? The person who produces.
Producers.
Unproductive.
Unproductive. Okay, I think that exists. I was thinking
Yeah,
about
not sure.
Yeah.
counterproductive, but unproductive is. I think
Also,
they're
they're both are okay.
but I think they're just different, right? When you say like you're feeling unproductive, it's because you're like lacking energy or you're not, giving your best there. But when it's counterproductive, it's usually you describe something you're doing that is not going to take you where you want. It's actually taking you,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
like harming the process even maybe, right?
know. Exactly. This is counterproductive. It's not going to take us anywhere. Right. Okay, very good. Unproductive, counterproductive. What else?
Maybe there are some words that you guys are not thinking because they are not related in terms of meaning. But like this happens during the Cambridge tests, for example. Sometimes they put this word and you have to just, really think of the word itself and not about their meaning. But it's, for example, reproduce or reproduction. This comes from product, actually. This may come. You can see this on the Cambridge test as a connection. The root of the word and then its possibilities, right? The varieties.
Or reproduction, reproduce. Let me see if I have anything else here. Productivity, we haven't mentioned.
Productively, maybe.
Predictably.
Oh, now I think this word is super strange. Everything product related for me now is. It seems like it's wrong. Don't you guys have this feeling? So when you look so much at a word that it becomes weird.
That's weird. Predictably and productivity. Was it the one
Yeah.
that made productivity? Okay. Many for product, right? Lots of derivations for the word product. Very good, girls. So what we are going to do now is I'm going to put you girls in breakout rooms for you to take a look at this exercise on page 7. I'm going to be sharing here the link with you. I'm going to put here in our chat. It's page 7. So what you have to do before I send the link there for us is to identify what is the best suffix or prefix for the words given. So here we have some possibilities. You're going to be using these ones here. Even if you think about, sometimes we have alternatives, other possibilities, but try to stick to the ones in the box we have here. And then I'm going to be giving you about 10 minutes for that. And then we come back and then we correct this together, okay? Let me put the link here in the chat for us. How many are we? Maybe 2 breakout rooms, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. I think that's fine.
Cal, maybe allow screen sharing so the girls can share their screens if they want.
Okay.
Let's see if Nanda will be able to go. Yeah, I will take a look at them.
Okay.
Hello? Am I alone here?
Hi, dear.
Carol, I don't know what happened. I was in a room with Lou was there and somebody else that I forgot her name. And
Mhm.
suddenly they disappeared and I was alone.
Oh my God, how crazy. Lou sent me a message. Chris has disappeared. Check if she's in the main room. And when I came back to the main room, you were asking to enter
Uh-huh.
the meeting again. I'm gonna ask you to enter again in the same room. Let's see
Okay.
if it works. But I'll be here in case it happens again. I'll
All
stay in the
right.
main room. I think it's easier.
Uh-huh.
Oops. Here. Room 2.
No.
Very nice. Yes, we did a great job. We were talking about that it's like a meme on the internet that people now say, "Oh, I have an unpopular opinion about this," or "My unpopular opinion about something that it."
Interesting.
Have you seen this, Carol?
Oh, I haven't seen this
Have you
one.
girls seen this? That sometimes on the internet we find things like unpopular opinions I have about blah blah blah, and then someone
Mhm.
says things about a specific topic, and then that's how I remember it was unpopular, you know. But it's so hard. We were saying how hard it is to remember the prefix more than the suffix, right? Sometimes we tend to confuse im and un. So
Mhm. Yeah, very good, girls. So instead of going one by one, I have put the answers here. Let me make them a bit bigger. So, for example, for adventurous, we could have un in front, like unadventurous, and then we can have like let me see if it happens to unemotional also. It's a possibility. We could have unemotional and also unhelpful. That's amazing. Unenthusiastic, unpopular, as Lu mentioned before, unreliable. So these are all going to take a prefix, or they can take a prefix, right? And unsympathetic also. I saw some of you girls, you were like coming up with other possibilities, more creative ones. I think it was Bia and Katarina, right? And then you checked some online and they were okay. Well, I think I was there when you girls talked about cheek.
Yeah.
What were the other
Um,
options found?
cheekish. It's
Mhm.
very informal, but
Uh-huh.
I
Very
saw that it was possible. Cheekish.
interesting. Yeah, because usually the suffix ish, it's like that thing that resembles something else, but it's not really that, right?
Mhm.
Girlish attitude, like he's not a girl, but he behaves as if he was, right? Or pinkish blue. No, I don't think that exists, but pinkish green. No, greenish blue. I don't know.
Yes,
Just got
I also
confused.
heard like with the hours, like 3-ish. I'll be there by 3-ish, 4-ish,
Yeah,
5-ish.
probably like not exactly that time, around that time.
Around, yeah.
How nice. Yeah. So but I think the most common one for cheek would be cheeky, right? With the Y at the end. That's the most obvious one, I would say. Very good. Do you girls have any questions in terms of new words or words you had never seen in terms of meaning?
I have greed. What is greed?
Yeah, greed. It's like it actually has a negative connotation because it's more than ambition. Greed, it's like when you have that, usually when it comes to money, you just want more, more, and more money. You just think about money. So you
Oh,
can say you have greed or you are greedy, as we have here.
yeah, I think
So,
a literal translation would be ganancia, maybe.
ganância, yes, ganancioso. So it's more than ambitious because sometimes being ambitious is good, right? We have to be a little bit ambitious. But being greedy has this negative connotation.
Invejoso também, né?
okay. Thank you.
Sorry,
A
sorry,
gente
Chris.
invejoso.
Invejoso.
Invejoso. Could be.
Me, I haven't seen in this
No?
context, but
Ah,
who
okay.
knows?
Ah,
Because invejoso is usually envious
ok.
or even jealous sometimes, but envious
É,
is
mas invejoso no sentido bem mal da. Mas acho que tem
uh,
a ver mais com ganância, é.
uh,
When I put in the
Because
dictionary greedy, it says ganancioso and then wants money. It's in brackets. So it's I think it's very connected to this idea of wanting more and more and more and
yeah. Ah, okay.
people for that.
Yeah. I think this word is. I don't know if you have watched a movie called the. I don't know if the English is the same name, but os Sete Pecados Capitais, alguma coisa assim, Seven
I've never
Sins.
I've never seen
And
that.
I remember this word from there.
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then you know that I also in the dictionary it talks about gula, maybe. So maybe I'm not sure if ganância is one
É,
of the
também
seven.
com certificados. Aham.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
I've
interesting.
seen that
É.
movie. I thought about that movie, the seven
Ah,
capital
you have not.
scenes.
Yeah, yeah,
Is it
that's
with
it.
Brad Pitt, right?
Brad
Brad
Pitt,
Pitt
yeah.
and yeah,
Oh, very
and
nice.
I
Uh-huh.
think the first there's a character and they call him like the greed and or greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's it.
Interesting. See, we get these references from different places, right?
It's good to have them. Good to have the
Yeah,
references.
exactly. Any other questions here, girls?
Maybe we could call the attention for sympathetic, that it's not the same as being friendly, right? So sometimes the students ask us how to say simpático, but then that sympathetic, I don't think it would be the best, uh,
No,
like the
station.
direct translation for that, right? I would say this is more like empático, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
It
when you
has,
sympathize with someone's pain, right, or something.
when you wear someone else's shoes and then you're like, oh, okay, I understand how you're feeling, so you're being sympathetic.
Mhm.
Exactly. And then simpático is friendly, I would say. I
Yeah,
always say
too. I
friendly.
think I would tell a student, say friendly, nice, simpático.
Nice. Exactly.
Mhm.
Very good, girls. Perfect. So now we are going to go back to the breakout rooms, but this time for a quick discussion. General topics here, most of them, of course, connected to your teaching practice, but it's for us to try to use some of these expressions and some more. Like we have put here this useful language for discussion. So feel free to use these expressions when you start talking, when you start giving your experience or talking about your background. So you say, in my experience, one example I can give is, and then you can go like this. Of course, you don't have to use all of them. You can pick one or two to that you think fits well into your answer, and that's okay. And again, you don't have to cover all the four topics. If the first topic is thought provoking enough for you to stay through the breakout room just in number one, that's okay. Okay. So it's page 8 of our presentation. Try to use the words in bold. The ones that are in bold, we would like you to try to use. Okay.
Carl, let's just remember, I don't know if Nachi needs to leave now and Chris as well.
Ah, okay. Do you girls
Today
need
I
to
can
leave?
stay a
Today
little bit.
I'm
Sorry.
Nachi will stay.
Yes, I'm staying.
Oh, very nice. And you,
yes,
Chris?
today I can stay too. I don't have any.
Oh, very nice.
Oh,
That's good.
good. Amazing, girls. You're lucky today. I'm just gonna um, change a little bit here the breakout rooms just to make it a bit more different. Let me see. Okay. Now I don't remember. Let me see what I have done here. I got confused. Let's put before we had. Okay.
You had Chris and Nachi and
Okay.
Bia, Kata, and Nanda.
Okay. Now I'm just gonna move Chris to room 1. Okay. Just so we mix things up a little bit. Okay, girls. Maybe 10 minutes, Lu, what do you think?
I think so. 10 minutes is good. And then we check.
10
Nice.
minutes will never be enough.
No. Yeah.
Well, I think it was more than 10 minutes actually. No.
Oh my
Really?
gosh.
Oh,
So
Yes.
we
It
need
is
one
so
1 hour and a half
one
just to talk in the breakout rooms.
for each question.
I think we should go to Porto Alegre and take a coffee together. This is the
Oh,
Oh my God.
so
Yeah, that would be
Uh-huh.
amazing. My dream.
nice idea. Very nice idea. Girls, I
You
heard
know,
very nice.
I think there was one of you. It's not here. I tell him, Clau. Is Clau here?
No, not
No.
today. Not today.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
You saw
Because
her?
she sent me a message, in my private Instagram. And she said that she's from São Bernardo here, next to me.
Yes.
Now we were talking about having coffee because I didn't remember about Clau. Yeah.
That's so nice, dear. It's so rare for us to meet now. And I mean, in the Cambridge Day, there were so many girls from
Mhm.
the community who met on Cambridge Day, and I was so happy. It seems like I was not invited to a party, and I was like, oh, I wanted to be there too. So it's really something we should invest on. Maybe in the future, Kara and I, we should go to São Paulo, Rio, places where you mostly
Yeah.
are, right? And
Uh-huh.
have
And
some
you can use the collab groups,
yeah,
like
that
that.
would be so nice. My dream. I mean, we have to think about it, right?
Yeah.
Collab day, like Cambridge Day,
Yeah,
collab
collab
day.
day.
Better, much better than Cambridge Day. I'm just kidding.
Actually, I'm just kidding, but it's true. But it's
Something you can put in your plans too,
I should,
that
right?
you can think about.
Yeah, this is triggering me. Oh my God, giving me triggers.
Yeah.
nice years. I heard some very nice insights in the breakout room I was in. I didn't have the chance to go to the. Oh, I can't share. Like, is it?
But
Can you
yeah,
guys see the presentation?
no, we can't see your screen, but I can share here, Carol.
No, it was going to work. I think. No, I don't know.
Do you want to try again? That's okay, sis.
Let me try just one more time and see if it works. No.
The problem Carol has had a few times already. We don't know why, but when we come back from the breakout rooms, she can no longer share her screen. So I don't know. Somebody's trying to sabotage you, Carol. It's your computer, maybe.
Yes.
But I
My
can do.
computer.
Yeah. I have been telling Carol, I don't know if she told you guys, but she's pregnant. I think I mentioned this last week, right? And I told her, your husband should give you a new computer. You're, making a baby. She will. I will talk to him.
Thanks, Ludi,
That's
for
okay.
sharing. So I heard some very nice insights in the breakout room I was in, but the girls couldn't go further. Like they just covered topic one, right? But it was very interesting, very enriching discussion, I felt. Would you girls like to comment on any of the things you discussed?
I
Would
would
you
like
girls?
I would like to share something because Bia, Nachi, and I we were talking about situations in which maybe the students were not as enthusiastic as we were thinking they would be. And Bia mentioned that these days one of her students lost their mom right here and lost her mom, and that it was a very tricky situation to plan a lesson on that. But Bia knew that this had happened, so she could take action. Because what was the class going to be about, dear?
It was gonna be about the unexpected situations, and she lost like her mom passing away was totally unexpected. So yeah,
So you
the
had
the
to
warm
change.
up questions were like, "Oh, talk about unexpected situations," and I was like, "Okay, we can talk about this." Yeah.
Yeah, so like she had to change everything, and then I remembered I had this student. His name was Alfredo. He was like this old man, and I was teaching him through WhatsApp because that's how he managed to, have the class. And one day the class was about the Murphy's Law, like what can go wrong will go wrong. And then he told me that this was so true because his wife had just left him. And then I remember not knowing what to do, because the class, there was like this huge cloud on top of both of us. And then the class just went on super, super weird way. So these kinds of things can happen to us, right? When we don't know exactly that some topics, they are not delicate, but depending on what the students are going through, they can become delicate, right? So
Yeah. And sometimes having kids is, or teaching kids is really tricky because sometimes they just say things because they want to share. Like I remember drawing a family tree with one of the kids I was teaching like a long time ago, like one of the few times I taught kids. And I remember the girl looked at me as we were drawing the tree, and she told me, my grandpa passed away because of Grêmio. Like he died because of Grêmio. And then I was like, Grêmio is like Rio Grande do Sul soccer team. And then I was like, what do you mean, dear? Like I had to ask her. And then she said, in the middle of the game, he was getting nervous there, and then he had a heart attack because of, of the game. And then I was like, oh my God, what can I say now? What am I supposed to tell her after? I don't even remember how I answered, to be honest. But it was kind of weird because it was like a family tree moment. Like it's something we have to do sometimes with kids so that they memorize the family members. But sometimes we have to be careful because sometimes they may no longer have like a member of their family, right?
mhm, that's true.
Nanda, dear, tell us.
I, the stories that you shared just made me remind of something that happened last week. A student of mine, she broke up with her girlfriend, and she came to the class and talked about this with me. She couldn't say about any other thing,
Oh my
she
God.
just wanted to talk about this. And I said, okay, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it, but in English. Then, as it wasn't enough, we finished the class. She started to use the X, the Twitter, and she tweets there that we were talking about this in the class. Her ex-girlfriend came to my Instagram and said, what did she talk to you about me during the class? Then I was like, oh my gosh. And I said, no, she said nothing. And then she started to ask me, was she sad? I want to know if she was sad. And then I was, oh my gosh, how can I answer? How can I just wanted
Confidential,
to run
confidential.
out of it. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry, but I can't talk about my students' thing. I don't want to talk about these. And if you want to know, you probably should go and ask to her. And she said, no, I'm very angry with you. Why did you allow her to talk about it in the class? Then I said, what? Because I didn't know she would tweet it after the class. I thought it would be just a,
Or
But
I
what a
don't
crazy person, like to tweet. I spent
Yes,
my
but
entire class talking about my ex.
and it was like 2 days. She broke up, and 2 days after she was tweeting things about this. I would be crying if it was with me. I wouldn't be there and tweet telling things about that. But this student, the ex-girlfriend, got so angry with me, and I had nothing to do with that.
sure, you were just listening to your student, right?
Yes, then I said her, you probably go there and ask her. I will not say anything about this.
Yeah. And apparently it matters a lot to her. It's still like maybe the girl still means a lot to her because, she went all the way to you and asked what she had talked about. So there is still something going on there, I think.
Yes, so I really say, I said my students, I print a screen and said, please make it stop.
Amazing, dear. Yeah, crazy stories. Like as teachers, we have these moments.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put here. I think we say I took a screenshot. When you mean like to take a print screen, as we do in the cell phone, you say I took a screenshot.
Thank you, Lou. Thank you.
I think
I
that's
took a
it.
screenshot.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
good. Very nice. But yeah, we are. That's why some students think we are therapists, right? We should charge double That's crazy.
Yeah.
Very good, girls. Perfect. Another interesting thing I heard was about the dogme method. The girls were talking about this because they just covered number one and they were talking about how adventurous they can be. And then Nanda brought this up as a topic. And it was interesting because when you have this approach in class, you really have to take the risk because you never know what the topic of the class will be about. So it's kind of adventurous to teach
True.
this way, right? It's a
Mhm.
little bit more like in her case, her student talked about her ex-girlfriend. So you never know. It could be about that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Very nice, girls. Okay, so maybe we could look if you wanna go to slide
Oh,
9. Yeah,
that's me, right? I'm sorry. There we go.
please, Lily. So here, girls, we have some homework for you girls to practice some word formation. In this exercise, specifically, you have to correct what is wrong. So every sentence here has a mistake made by an exam candidate, and then you have to find out what the mistake is and correct it, right? And then we're going to provide you with the answers on our Notion page so that you do the homework and you can check already. But at the beginning of next week's class, we're probably gonna want to hear from you in terms of, performance and how difficult or easy it was for you. And then there is another thing there, Lou, which is page 10, which is also about word formation, very similar to the Cambridge tests, I would say here, because we have, I don't remember what part, Lou, of the Cambridge test
This
is,
is part 3.
part 3.
Mm-hmm.
So we usually have this, we have a word in parentheses, and then we have to think about the best derivation for that word. So it could be anything, a verb, a noun, an adverb. So it's up to you to really read the text and decide.
Yeah, I'll just give you the first one because this should be the example, but I don't know why it's not here. So it's being a teacher requires both blah 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 and patience. So we have to think of the word in brackets and see how it would better fit in the text according to its role there as a word, right? So here it would be a noun. This is also a great tip, guys. If you are reading and then you can check what is the best, what type of word better fits here in terms of if it's a verb or a noun or, the way it's going to come. And also if it's going to be a negative word, like with a negative meaning, because sometimes we are so like, this is easy, this is not going to be hard, and then we don't understand that the meaning may require the word to be negative, as we were saying before, like the words with an and im in front, or miss. So it's something that you can bear in mind to when you are doing this. So once you are done, read again and check if the meaning is the same. Okay, so if the meaning is according to what the text wants. So this one, any guesses here what the word is going to be like for dedicate?
Dedication.
Dedication.
No.
So both dedication and patience. All right, and then you're gonna do this with all the others. They will change. All right, this is called, it's part 3 of the Cambridge test. Since the B1 you have this part, I guess in the A2 you still don't have, but in B1 you start having these kinds of activities in which they give you a word and you have to transform it. So they call this the word transformation exercise. All right, my dear. So if you like this kind of activities, we can send more. So let us know. All right. And I think that's it, right, Carol? The next one, I'm not sure, can the girls read as well if they want?
Yeah, I guess they could.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
we
guys
can
could
think
do this.
about word formation when it comes to the words that are highlighted there,
Mhm.
are in bold, but there is no exercise like,
No. Yeah, this is just because we were talking about resilience last week. So you can read again, analyze, bring your thoughts to class if you have any different ideas when it comes to resilience, and then we discuss and correct everything in the beginning of next week.
very good. Girls, thank you very much for being here with us today. Next week, Lou will be more in charge of the class. And see you all. Hope you are all here next week for one more class with us. Nanda.
Yeah.
Girls, let me just ask you something. Could I find some practice tests on Cambridge test? Like, is it possible to find like I don't know if we can say this simulated. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we call mock tests.
Mock tests.
There are plenty. I can send to you if you want, like the books. I have something, for example, here that I downloaded and then I made a copy and then I do the tests all the time. It's like an option for you to study if you want.
I really want.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
send them to you. Yeah, and
Okay, thank
everyone.
you.
Okay, well, see you next week.
Girl,
Have a great
thank
week.
you.
Thank you,
Have a
girl.
great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.